Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League, Season 14, Week 1. It's one of these flashback games, which means it's me again, taking a look at Dragon Ball Zeus versus Rankings of a Scrub, which means that yes, I in fact just recorded. We saw Dragon Ball Zeus's Game 2 game before we saw their Week 2 game before we saw their Week 1. With me here today is absolutely nobody, unfortunately. It's going to happen for a lot of these playback casts because, brother, it's hard to get people around for enough games to fill out a week anyway. I'll try to prioritize the guest spots for the current week's games, at the very least. So you got them on the new game, so look forward to seeing me and Ocelot on some more games coming up 3 days.
Radiant team ban.
No disruptor, says Rankings of a Scrub.
Dire team ban.
Likely looking at Molsky there. Dragon Ball Zeus knocking out the Abaddon. I'll admit I don't know the Rankings of a Scrub lineup all that well, so I'm not really sure exactly what that's about. I know Rankings of a Scrub, goodbye Marcy, it's going through some heavy lineup changes since Week 1. I believe they have lost one of their players permanently, and Ramanolo also has had sustained an injury, so shouts the train. 2 different people on this team are going to be gone by the next time we see them in the Week 2 recording. First pick here going to be Undying. No Pudge, by the way. Not a bad ban ever, I don't think, especially against a team with first pick. What do you do against a first pick Pudge? You pick like one of 3 heroes and just hope to God they don't pick a counter to whatever you just got.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
First pick Undying here.
Radiant
It's gonna
team pick.
set a bit of a tone. First pick Death Prophet. Do I like the Death Prophet against the Undying? Not really, to be honest with you. We'll see how it goes. Death Prophet likes like medium fights. Undying makes her have long fights or short fights with his decay and his tombstone and his ult and everything. It's going to be a little hard for her to exist in this world.
Remaining. Dire team pick.
Face the light.
Face the light with Dawnbreaker. That's likely going to be our Rada here for this game. I know he's been playing a lot of Dawnbreaker recently. I do like Dawnbreaker against the Undying. Dawnbreaker chooses when to engage, can keep at whatever distance she basically wants to before she goes in the thick of things, and when she does engage, she makes things short and sweet. All good traits to have against the Undying. It's going to keep you out of the decay range, it's going to keep you from building up a bunch of zombies on you, and it's going to keep his ult from mattering all that much. The heal on the shard, if it's acquired this game, is the shard? I think it's actually the Ags. Either way, the heal on the ult, once it comes out, is also going to be good to help reset a fight, which is going to take off a lot of, but not all of the edge on the Undying. You're still missing a lot of your strength. You have to use it well. Omni Knight. I'm liking the Omni Knight pick here. It's good against both of these guys. One big thing in particular, I think a lot of people forget, that Omni Knight region really helps you stand up to everything Death Prophet's got to offer for you.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And now we wait.
Radiant team ban.
Banning out the Void. Not a bad idea. You don't want Death Prophet and Void to be on the same team. If you don't want to pick them, just get rid of them.
Radiant team ban.
You don't want Void to be on a team that can very, very easily secure the Roche Pit, and Death Prophet and Dawnbreaker are 2 pieces of that puzzle. No Silencer, no Lena.
Ten seconds remaining.
Death Prophet's hands look like ghostly bananas, but I didn't just say that.
5 seconds.
You thought it yourself, I'm just echoing your sentiments.
Dire team ban.
No Pit Lord. That's interesting. There's not really a good reason to ban him yet. That's probably strategic.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
The rankings of the scrub predicting, okay, if you're banning Pit Lord, you gotta have a good reason to it. Not gonna have the PL, even though there's not a great... Well, there are some pretty compelling reasons to knock out the PL so far, actually.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
You don't want to be...
Radiant
You don't want to
team
be, getting that PL fighting you when Dawnbreaker can both keep you stunned for quite a long time, can drop some heals on you. Or on him, rather. And if you have that Omni Knight, that's a long time, a lot you don't want to deal with. And the Undying ain't great against him.
10 seconds
Too much
remaining.
ability to just ignore what he's got to say.
5 seconds remaining.
Though it does mean you get to have a million zombies and lag your computer. That's always fun. No Mars. Definitely don't think Mars is worth a ban right now, to be blunt with you. He's just not good enough of a hero. Even if somebody's really good at him, even if somebody's really good at him and he counters what you have on your lineup, I think it's still kind of a difficult option to pick Mars. Like, it really has to be a very good game for him to feel like he's ban-worthy. So far, that ain't it. I do not like Mars into Death Prophet. I do not like him into Dawnbreaker either, so it's a very questionable ban. Good with the Undying, but what does that matter if he's just gonna die anytime he actually stays in his arena?
Dire team pick.
Crystal Maiden, very simple support. Gonna have an impact no matter how things go. A nice stun to go with a Death Prophet. Something that they lack in their Week 2 game. Spoilers if you haven't seen that yet.
10
But in their Week 2 game, they end up severely lacking on any kind of stun to go with a Death Prophet, which means people just keep right-clicking away from her. Sniper, huh? I don't know if I like that so much. That is that's a sniper walking into an arena with Dawnbreaker. That's a hard argument to make. You're gonna have to back him up with something.
10 seconds
You're gonna have to give me a very good reason to see that. Or just execute it really well. I mean, there could also be that, but he's not gonna have the easiest game. Gonna sit here and think about it for a little while. Thinking about long fights here.
Radiant team pick.
And this guy is definitely a good long-term fighter. Funnily enough, I was just about to say him. You know, now that Season 13's over, I'm suddenly fine if we're picking Wraith King all the time again. Because it's not my game at stake. If he lanes with Omni Knight, it's going to be 2 melees, it's going to kind of suck to have for your safe lane. But it's going to be pretty hard to kill him, he's going to have some good heal, he's going to have some good sustain. That's going to be good. That's really the key important distinction with Wraith King. We've seen a lot of Wraith Kings and great Wraith King games fail because their lane goes so catastrophically badly because their support line just isn't there for them. This game it might be a little different. We'll see. Ooh, Dragon Ball Zeus is nearly running out of time here. Got 45 seconds to make 2 picks and 2 bans.
Dire team ban.
Just pick one. Gyro. Gyro. Copter. Okay. I don't like Gyro against Wraith King. He's okay against the Undying. I don't like him against the Omni Knight at all. I don't really like him against the Sniper either. This is gonna... And to be blunt, I don't think I really like him right now in general. This is not gonna be an easy Gyro game. At this point, you can say basically for a fact that Rankings of a Scrub has dictated the pace of the fights. It's going to be long fights. It's not going to be the short, frantic fights where, you know, Gyrocopter just shoots his flat cannon off, and by the time the flat cannon's out, everybody's dead. No, not this time. That's an interesting ban there. Witch Doctor last ban. They're assuming, I guess, at this point, it's going to be Death Prophet on anybody but Scotty, which is, I guess it's a lesson that they're about to learn. Not the case. This is probably going to be their 2. Unless they're taking the Gyrocopter mid, which isn't unthinkable, I guess. Titan are going down. And it is indeed likely they're 3 here. Unless they're following Randy to the road of the new meta and trying to do Sniper 4, which would be funny. And Dying 3. Clockwork also going out. Yeah, they're definitely expecting a support here. They're going to be very surprised at what they find.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds Dire remaining. Team pick.
Puck!
Radiant team
interesting.
Pick.
I don't know what they were thinking with the puck ban. Maybe they really were thinking that it could be like a Sniper 4. It ain't. It's definitely Sniper mid. Slardar on 3. I like the Slardar pick here. Actually, this is a fantastic Slardar lineup. They're going to be really hankering for range, which is going to hurt trying to kill the Death Prophet.
5 seconds remaining.
As long as all the cores build blinks, it should be, well, as long as Wraith King and Slardar build blinks, it should be A-okay. There's definitely going to be a very large risk on this Rankings of a Scrub lineup of some kind of consistent kiting. The absolute nightmare scenario is that Wraith King goes down, his team's already all dead, and then everybody who's standing over his grave is standing conveniently, you know, quite a ways back. Timbersaw, huh? That's interesting. It's probably Rada Timbersaw. No? Is it? It's mid-Timber, okay. Timber against Sniper, I've never been a Timber mid fan. I don't even like it when it's good. But against Sniper, who's really all about that fizz damage and all about hitting you pretty constantly, I guess it's... No, I still don't like it, actually. You're gonna get mauled until you get level 4 of your passive, which is going to give Sniper quite a long time where he gets kind of an advantage in this lane. It's an interesting scenario. Interesting indeed. I think it generally is going to favor Rankings. I think Rankings is a very strong team comp. I think Dragon Ball Zeus has the scant hope of a team comp, basically. None of these heroes really mold with each other, like, except on a very basic level. Like, Timbersaw and Death Prophet like heroes with stuns on their team, so CM and Dawnbreaker, who have stuns, and I guess Gyro as well, who has a stun, you know, he likes that. But there's really no greater synergy than things that are that basic. I don't like the Timbersaw and the Slardar. And eventually he's going to be suffering against Sniper. He's going to be very, very good against him very early on. But eventually it's going to start getting to the point where if he just Timber Chains behind literally everyone to kill Sniper, then Slardar's just going to eat him. Damn, I was racking up the wins before this match. Now it's time for the roll call. Hiff, hiff, hiff.
Prepare for battle.
Pause 1 for Dragon Ball Zeus. We got Boss, former stand-in champion, on the gyrocopter this game. Pause 2, captain of the team, RG on the timber saw. Pause 3, I clicked Death Prophet by instinct. Rada G gassed, playing on that Dawnbreaker right here. Pause 4, Scotty is playing that Death Prophet. Prepare to see this a lot this season for the record. Sponsored by DP is Balanced. Pause 5, we got Molsky, 1-up Molsky on that Crystal Maiden. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, playing here for Rankings of a Scrub. Pause 1, may he rest in peace. We've got Ramanolo on the Wraith King. Pause 2, we've got Team Captain Peter, also known as PeePeeEm on the Sniper. Pause 3, you've got Wizard on the Thlardar. He no longer has Hayanani as his sponsor because he wants to be flamed all of every cast. Pause 4, I believe this is a gentleman who has been since long-term replaced by Peaches on the Omni Knight. And pause 5, you've got... Okay, maybe it was this guy. I don't know. It was one of these two. Has been replaced by Peaches forever. I think. And another one has been replaced by Ramanolo. Or, Ramanolo was replaced. So there we go. I know who replaced one of them, and I know who got replaced for the other one. Fine team this season. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of fun. It's Omni in the off lane here. Omni Knight and the... We're doing this Undying Wraith King combo again. We recently saw this go kind of disastrously in a prior game I just recorded. Let's see if these guys run it any better. I do think a decent part of that was in how it was executed, but... I mean, I say that, and then Wraith King has already lost over half his HP. No, actually, he's lost his entire life. And also just stunned a creep. Uh-oh. It's not a good start. Not a good way to start any Dota game. Last time we saw Rada. Not Rada. Last time we saw Ramanolo, he was playing Pause 3 with My Beautiful Dark Willow Twisted Fantasy back in Season 12. Where he was one of those many guys that season that just kind of got typecast to pick Mars every game. That was always fun. This time, he's definitely not going to be picking Mars every game. At least he better not be. Well, we know for a fact he's not, because he broke his wrist. He's not going to be with us anymore. Sure, if you haven't heard the news, there you go. Ramanolo broke his wrist. This is a season-ending injury for him. Just cleaning up this wave here. Taking last hits in this brief moment that he's going to be able to get them. I wonder if I casted the season or the week 2 game already. So far, largely sort of a stalemate here at mid, though. Notably, even though Timbersaw has not gotten reactive armor yet, I mean, he has 2 levels of it. That 2 does not equal 4. Even though he has not maxed out his reactive armor yet, he's still kind of hesitant on his on his harassment there. Let's get going down. Let's see what happens here. Omni Knight doing a good job body blocking here. And he's rewarded for it by being the guy who gets to get the kill there. Slardar wasn't going to be able to. Nice effort there. And heals up the Slardar, who almost just walks right into Gyro and gets it knocked off immediately. That would have been funny. Usually want to save yourself. Because, you know, they are not full duration on your allies, but sometimes it's just the right thing to do. I'm going to go for the Undying this time. Which is going to cost Rada most of his HP bar. Undying tries to get the kill with his Soul Rip, but that Soul Rip is always tricky business. Does not work out here. And back they go. Undying commits the ultimate sin of eating his mango before his things are actually off cooldown. Don't do that. I ate a mango early in the game I was playing in, but that's because I fat-fingered the wrong key. Don't be like me. Use your mangoes only when you have something to actually cast. They have a passive effect, you know. Even if it's a rather small passive effect. Things are rather different in this lane so far compared to the last time I saw this execution. Well, that is a little rough, but Wraith King is still behind on last hits, and even though both of his enemies are very weak, he is still in a vaguely vulnerable position. It seems the presence of Undying in this lane, rather than the lack thereof, is doing him a lot of good. Undying is kind of moving a little forward here. DP does not want to chase out that trade. Backs off here. Gyrocopter getting dove here at bot. Omni Knight proudly tanking some tier 1 hits. But you know, when you have this Heavenly Grace on here, which is, by the way, a ridiculous buff, do not forget that this thing is still really good. Really is not too hard to come by. All Rado needed was 1 salve, and all Undying needed to do was step out of lane for 1 second, and Wraith King is already back at his tier 1 with basically no health. He's walking forward here, but, I mean... kinda uncomfortable here. Had to buy a load, I mean a load of regen for this lane as well. And he's having to use basically all of it here. You know, Boss is sponsored by the Capsule Corporation? If he was sponsored by the Capsule Company, or no, Capsule Computers rather, then he would be sponsored by Capcom. He's not making Mega Man anytime soon. So I was gonna get a little messed up here. Reactive don't protect from that! Goodbye Timber Saw, and a tip in his wallet. That's for good measure. At this point, you can basically say as almost a fact that Timber Saw has not won mid against this sniper. He has in fact done what we call a loss. He desperately needs something to change, or else this is going to just go from bad to worse.
Radiant's middle tower.
Again, still not, does not have all the levels he would want of, reactive armor. He's doing better than you'd think he is. He's down only by 10 last hits. But then again, I just said down 10 last hits, and I had to predicate it with the word only. Ooh! Oh, man, that was almost really sad. But nope, double kill here in this top lane. If there is one thing that I do not agree with on this lineup, definitely should have been pause 5 for the Omni Knight this game. He's been doing a good job here, it's pause 4, but Wraith King needs a stronger support in his lane than the Undying. And honestly, Undying Slardar, it's 2 melees against 2 range, don't get me wrong, but that's still a very baller lane. That's, you know, that's Slardar stunning you right in front of the tombstone, and then when he hits level 6, he's armor breaking you in front of the thing. You know how much damage tombstone zombies do if you're armor broken? A hell of a lot. He's also got that sprint to help keep up with you. He's got his 4-hit bash, which can help protect the tombstone and just keep you in front of the zombies even longer. I mean, it's a very, very nasty combination of people. At the very least, it's still going to be very nasty as the game goes on. I definitely feel like Omni Knight would have been better served hanging out with the Wraith King up, helping him avoid the death. Which isn't to say that they're not getting kills down here. This is still a good combination, it's just... I don't know, I feel like you get the same with Undying. Sniper has invaded top here. Try and help turn things around, has successfully made a kill on the pause 3 without Undying even really being present. He's gonna try and go for the DP here. He's gonna come out for it, which I just cannot agree with. Where's the tombstone? Where is the tombstone? Where, there we go. Undying trying to give me a heart attack here. Everybody has arrived for this fight here, including Omni Knight, who showed up at very low health and was just efficiently dealt with there, very short order. Is Rado just gonna die to Sniper 2 times in a row? That would be really funny. He's got jump, right? Yeah, if worst comes to worst, you can definitely just jump away. Actually, he might get his little revenge kill here? Ooh, baby. Yep. Sniper's looking very dead. Okay. Where's Slardar when that's happening? He did hit level 6, but, overall makes this fight technically a stalemate, but I'm gonna say, it's probably, even though the money changing hands is equal, still probably not what you want. Okay, maybe it's gonna be a little, nope, never mind. Raminal, why'd you turn, bro? Better move speed, he's definitely, inevitably going to catch up with him. Should have definitely just pursued that to conclusion. This is so sad.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Anyway, at the very least, well, I was gonna say, Rod has routed from this game for, lane for a while. No, honestly, he could have just TP'd the fountain and just jumped right back in, so he would have lost no time. He opts not to do that, but it was a possibility. You can't even argue time when you're talking there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, CM is super dead.
Radiant's
I think that display down there with Omni Knight was another display of how important that positioning is with Omni Knight. If he's in a better spot there, then he probably doesn't just instantly die at the start of that little fight at top. He's gonna instantly die, rip on dying. Oh, throws the tombstone too, you hate to see it. The absolute worst skill in the game to use if you're about to die is this tombstone right here. If you're about to die and you can't save it, you just threw a lot of gold to the enemy. He's gonna show up here for sniper. I think show maybe just a little too early. He's able to just walk away. Timbersaw has no trees to chase him with here. He has this one, but he's too far away from it. It's kind of the awkward situation, the awkward problem with the mid Timbersaw. You just don't have any trees except by the towers. It's the only place you have them. Where's this rocket going? Oh, it's to Omni Knight. Okay, well, Pete walked a little far forward, considering where his actual team was for him there. Just gets completely hammered and just completely killed. And Undying's gonna follow here. Sins of the mid fall right under the pause flash back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Which, yeah, that's, better positioning fixes that issue. That's all I'm gonna say to that front. T1 mid going down to follow the T1 bot going down, which was the first tower to fall in classic LD2L tradition. At this point, it's getting hard to remember to call it. It's just the predictable thing. You know, sun comes up in the morning. T1 bot is the first to fall for Radiant. I mean, T1 Radiant bot, first tower to fall in the game. They never get the T1 Dire first. Raminal having to run a very long way here. I think there's a little bit of counting on this part, on their part, that they do not actually have the Wraith King reincarnate here. They're gonna kill his courier. Ooh, it's gonna get real nasty, real quick here. Slardar has arrived.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I was just gonna beat up this tombstone now without really getting any recourse on it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Wraith King reincarnate comes out. Where's Sniper at? Where's the sniper? The answer is mid. Well, why isn't he here? Why is Dire having to take all these fights? This is bad communications, guys. This is another sign of just bad communications. Like, if everybody's at this fight, this is a miserable curb stomp in your favor. If this is 3 people and then, you know, Sniper is somewhere else, then that's pretty horrible for your lineup. The ult used on Omni's part is kind of interesting there.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Dire's top tower has gone to the wayside. I think there's some issues in this execution for Dire again. Once again, you're seeing one of these Wraith King games where we're at the end of lane phase and he's just considerably lower in value than any other of the cores on the map, We're also seeing, unfortunately for the Radiant, another match where the Death Prophet is, you know, kind of, well, not comparable with the Pos 3 in this particular game, because they just got a load of kills, but sitting on quite a lot of money. Not a good habit to be in. Not this much money. It implies things, you know? I know I always talk about how you don't want to be a Stepford support, but there's, you know, definitely a too far in the other direction. See, boss agrees. Sardar pointing out some people here. Sardar knew the situation here better. It's probably not a tough kill for him. Sniper's gonna show, but so's Timber. I can tell you what's never safe when you're that far behind the line. When there's a Timber Saw on the enemy team, it's the trees. Timber Saw brings, you know, Timber Saw just goes right into the jungle, just tears Sniper to shreds. Cannot be standing there. And where's Omni Knight?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's kind of expected that in this game, that Sniper is going to be taking, not Sniper, that Dire is going to be taking a lot of 4v5s in the early game. That's just what happens when you've got a Wraith King on your lineup. But why are we taking these like 3v5s? Why is it so frequently we're just having situations where I'm just looking at the map saying, where's Sniper? Where's Omni? Where's Sardar? Where is? It's telling me that these guys are not talking at all before they make these engagements. They just say go. Whoever's here, you're here. Let's do it. That is not how you want to play in this game. Not in a setting even as organized as LD2L. It's not the most organized tournament in the world. It's called the Learn Dota 2 League, not the We Already Know Dota 2 League. But, yeah. It's taking so many massively disadvantageous fights for them for really no good reason. I don't know, it just doesn't look great. Timbersaw's battered a bunch here. Timbersaw might just die. Yeah, Timbersaw's just gonna die. Goodbye, Timbersaw. We got Omni actually here this time. But it's not gonna stay Sniper. And if you want the absolute shock of a lifetime, Sardar won here. Wraith King wasn't here, but again, that's not too surprising. Again, and you know, Wizard is a very good player. Wizards, I think, is the top MMR on this team. This is a problem of communication. This is a problem that is a very bad problem of communication.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Sardar versus Timbersaw. Usually this would be quite good for the Sardar here, but I don't know. He's so far behind. He's gonna have to run away. Luckily for him, the river is the worst place for Timbersaw to be. He has nothing to do here, so he just kind of has to watch him leave. Probably the most interesting development in this match is how, even though Timbersaw got pretty much totaled at mid, he is managing in this early game portion here to turn things around for himself a little bit. Though again, I do have to kind of question how much of that is RG's genius and how much of that is the fact that every fight he takes is like a 5v3.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pushing up the T2 top here. Dire's definitely got to defend this. A little surprised Glyph isn't coming out. I assume waiting for the DP ult. Okay, Undying, that wasn't good. Though, Timbersaw's in kind of a compromising position here. Rada just randomly died off screen somewhere else. Just him waiting to jump in. Just got caught here. By Sardar specifically. Omni Knight gets the full whip out. Dawnbreaker buying back. Definitely gonna take out the Undying. Ramonolo is walking up to this. It's interesting. I don't think he really has the ability to do anything here yet. Indeed does not. Walks away. Support's going down. I will say it must be a little disappointing for Rada to have bought back and only take supports off of it. Didn't really save or anything. And again, it must be a little disappointing for Dyer that not everybody was there that time again. And again, I know Wizard. He's not just gonna not show up for a fight. Guys, just say it. Just say you want to fight. Say we gotta defend this. Say can we get some TPs? Say Slardar, please show. Say it's time to drop some shrapnel into the Roche pit and figure out that Rada is actually really low health. Oh, this is a little bananas. Slardar going in absolutely balls to the wall, absolutely head first there. Death has no grip on the Wraith King, and Timbersaw has no ability to kill the Sniper if Sniper just takes a few steps back. Wraith King TP's out. Smart move. Wasting a lot of time. Uh-oh. Okay, this could get really bad really fast. The Sniper goes down. But they also kind of got the Gyrocopter in a sort of compromising position, but not really compromising enough. Is this the end of the Undying? Yes.
His brain is so big.
Fight.
Oh shit's about halfway back to full, but it's not like the Dyer has any more ability to contest it. Just that Radiant has to actually take it now. It's just that Radiant has to actually take it now.
Is under attack.
It's just that Radiant actually has to take it now.
This'll come in
But
handy.
that's not happening. Seemed like Gyrocopter Classic build going on here. I remember this.
Fortune.
I guess Sniper still has a salve that he's had since like lane phase, because there hasn't been a fight yet where he hasn't just gone from 100 to 0 basically.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Ramonolo, a little bit of Dawnbreaker here. He's likely not going to find anything, especially not if he doesn't have his phase boots. I know there was that one patch where they were passive, but not anymore, buddy. But his team's about to run right into Dawn.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But she's just too damn fast. They don't have any like stuns for her or anything. But they do have a stun for her. He just said he was still at the wave. Which in fairness, he had no reason not to be. He did not know that Dawn was still going to be there. Turn to the Roche pit here. They actually waited for the next Exo to take another shot at it. And again, they've been spotted out. You successfully take the Aegis, but now they're about to get into a fight with basically no Exo. The main is going to ult in here, though. Going to ruin a lot. Very good ult on CM's part. Ramonolo just died 3 seconds before his ult came back up. Oh no, brother, that's not what you want to see. Oh, I feel like I'm watching a live reenactment. I feel like this is exactly the game that not Dragon Ball Zeus, that Brothers Against NATO has next week. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny, but that did not mean that it was worth it. Wraith King still lowest net worth core in this entire server. Things are not looking great for the big green dead guy. The big green dead guy, not the big green dead girl. Notable distinction there. So we're gonna have another defense of this T2, but not a very long one. Slardar denies the tower, gets the hell out of there, and Sniper is so dead. This is the deadest Sniper has ever been in his life. Man, he's gonna beat himself up in the morning after this. Ramanolo has now learned the hard way. He needs to save his stun for the CM ult. They're just gonna get flamed to death here.
Top tower is under attack.
RG is going to celebrate his life.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Rada takes the T1 bot. Does have jump. No, he does not have jump, but only for 10
Dire's
seconds.
top tower is under attack.
So drops a flamethrower on this tower. One interesting thing to note here is that even though this lineup is ahead, the net worth advantage is huge. The net worth advantage is
Dire's
almost
bottom
all
tower
supports.
is under attack.
The difference between the support lines on Radiant and Dire is like 4,000 gold. The difference between the core lines on Radiant and Dire is like 1,000 gold apiece, basically, for the equivalent position. I think he's trying to climb this board now, which is definitely good for him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Catch Rada here. Get a little bit more pushing going. Timbersaw is going to posture here. Team's following him up. No tombstone came out on the Undying there, which is a bit unfortunate for him. Doesn't mean he has it if he wants to buy. Also just finished his mech here. Dying has the Philo Stone, which is not a bad thing for him. He does no right-click damage. Really not if he's dying 2 seconds into every fight like he has been in this game. It's just the fate of life that you're going to have to live with if you're pause 5 Undying sometimes. You're just not going to have the money you need to really survive. Undying isn't tanky. He can be tanky. That's a very big distinction. I didn't go in for the T3 here. We have the Exo. The Dawnbreaker jump as well. He's only going to catch the Undying. Tries desperately to hang on here. Slardar is back. He has bot. But basically everybody on the Dire ate the entirety of the CM ult. Aegis down on Gyrocopter. So far, that's the only real gain that the Dire has made in this team fight. They have actually knocked out the Crystal Maiden, but that's a bit small when she's already used her ult. Slardar is going to go down. That is his dieback. Radiant are going to take out Pararex as their prize. Sniper's standing so far away from any trees, he's actually going to be able to get maybe 2? Dude, just ult him. I know he ults back, but it's fine. It's just Lotus. It's not Lincoln's, bro. And he waits too long, so the Timbersaw actually gets a lot of his health back. Tombstone does come out now. Let's force Gyrocopter to force his attention on it. Let's clear him out of the fight. Timbersaw has actually come back in, which is very questionable as seen by his very immediate death. And we have now seen the scenario where everybody on Radiant just died and they get a Rax for it. That's good. Don't get me wrong. Very, very good for them to get the Rax on that. Also, 3,000 gold just changed hands. They lost 1,000 of their own, and a lot of it went into Wraith King's pocket. That's less great. Wonder why Wraith King's courier is slightly beat up. Maybe CM got a whiff of it last fight. Unbreaker's finished the Blink Dagger here, going straight for that Ags. Which, yeah, that is the heal, as I mentioned. It's gonna mean a lot. Gonna be able to help reset a lot of these fights. I mentioned it's not gonna reset the Strength Steal from a 9. What's that gonna matter if he dies 1 second into every fight? So you don't have to really worry about that. Sniper got a Silver Edge. It's gonna be quite nasty against the Timbersaw in particular here. Turning off his passive is going to make him very, very vulnerable to Sniper and the Undying as well. See, flames away the remainder of this wave. Well said. DP buying the book. Let's see, DP level 16, Wolski level 15, checks out. Wolski, well, they're both about to level up, so you know, just a level apart. Level up takes the come, you know how it goes. Murata is gonna bid it? Nope, never mind. He's King elects not to use the Blink Dagger to get in there faster, which is a bit interesting.
Thank you, my beauties.
My beauties are getting thanked, Undying is getting bullied here at the top T3. A lot of people are TPing to this, even though Radiant at least shouldn't have any intention of attacking this, ideally. It's a very bad place for them to try and be starting to fight. Out alone again. Barely dodging the stun out there from Slardar. It's gonna stun him in response, and Wizard just armor broke a creep. See, this is where the shard comes in handy. Dawnbreaker still attempting to pursue Slardar on this, but does not ultimately get him. And they find Timbersaw, break his passive, then break his bones. That's not good. Slardar finds the Crystal Main here. The team is going to stop that from being a big problem, or at least try to. Gonna lose Dawnbreaker at the back of the fight here, but likely also gonna lose Sniper to make it happen. Yep, which is kind of not good. Wraith King has respawned, has put a stop to the CM ult. And Gyrocopter's gonna go down very casually here. Okay, this is really not good. They just are suddenly unable to kill Wraith King at all. Timbersaw is here, but whatever he gains out of this is going to be slightly... Okay, if he kills Ramanolo unexpectedly, that's going to be good, but any gains that he gets out of this are going to be tempered a little bit by the fact that this is a buyback for him. Bro, hit your greaves, bro.
Dire's
Come on.
middle tower is under attack.
That's what they're there for. They're not a passive item, bro. Come on, what's with this team and passive boots? I like how Timbersaw always asks Illusion. He never believes it. Wraith King just finished a BKB. Okay. So let's get all this together, right? Let's bring all our facts together for the court. Wraith King just survived the monster team fight, during which time the top net worth guy on their team died once, had to buy back, did not kill him in kind. Their pause one died, everybody died basically. Yeah, that's actually a full wipe considering Timbersaw died at the start of it. And they did lose Sniper for it. But I don't know, this Wraith King is starting to get pretty scary. And he's still quite down net worth, so you know the big question is what's coming soon? What's coming next? The answer is Shard. Honestly, in this game it feels like, I know it's a very unpopular thing. I think it's less unpopular now. It feels like Wraith King Axe actually would come in a lot of handy. Just being able to keep these guys from just dying 1 second into these fights, being able to stop himself from being the only man who survives that long, would be a very massive impact, allowing the Undying to just really be able to take strength and Cannot have that happen to him. Be a very big deal for him here. Hey, wait. Oh, this wasn't Omni Knight. I was looking at his inventory. Okay. It was Undying's inventory. Or whose was that? I think it was Undying. Because nobody else has grease at all. Okay. It was Undying. Okay, it's fine. Omni Knight, you're forgiven. You did not actually have grease to use there. You're building the Bongo Boots, which I like. He's gonna buy back here. It's too late, though. Sniper even breaks the wrong person just to really seal the deal here. Summarily chased out of the fight. Wraith King reincarnating. This is in a slightly bad way, as he's just not really standing in front of any trees or anything to take any advantage of. But Sniper's not going to face him anyway. Sniper doesn't really realize the advantage he gets until he breaks him and just kills him. Again, that is his dieback for the record. Undying Grease coming out here. For the Wraith King got really low in this fight, but has not actually died. That's, I believe, regular drum thread with the boots, yep, on the Omni Knight there. Okay, Wraith King wasn't even in half that fight, and this team still won it. This is getting very bad for Radiant very fast. This is the point in the game where you can say, basically for certain, yeah, Timberthaw's fallen off. This is his biggest problem. Man falls, man falls, man falls, especially when you have a break to use on him. You know, next fight, Timberthaw is not even really going to be a credible threat to Sniper if he's in his face, it feels like at this rate. It's not a good spot for him to be in, especially when he had a die back, and he's going to have to just kind of watch his T3 here die. We're going to get a glyph off of that. I believe that was because that was their first T2. Because they're about to get another one for their first T3. How fun. Q is going down. Wizard is calling everybody to attack the correct racks. Thank you, Wizard. I would have commented on that otherwise. He's taking a look at the gyrocopter up here. Honestly, I don't know where Wraith King's afraid of. He can definitely just go smash him to bits, but ultimate decision is tactical retreat. I don't know why Wraith King wasn't... If Wraith King wasn't gonna 1v1 the gyro, I don't know why he's out, like, not with the push, to be honest with you.
The time.
Finds himself a Havoc Hammer. He also has a Titan Sliver here. He's definitely going to be a good in a game like this. DP finds a Spell Prism in kind, which is going to definitely be good in a game like this for her. Feels a little bit like this game is starting to fall off the rails for DBZ. Both their Pause 2 and their Pause 3 feel like they've kind of scaled out, and Gyrocopter is coming online, but, I mean, what does Gyro coming online mean? And all he's really gonna have is Satanic anyway, like... I don't know. It's looking a little rough. Wraith King is just gonna go roll in onto the Death Prophet here. Gonna try and buy herself some time, but... Only really buys that she can't really keep fighting this. Then the Dire decide they can't do it either, not without Undying or Slardar being there. And so we're back to square one for the Dire.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I definitely, am I crazy? Where's the goddamn... Okay, yep, that's just the grease then. I could have sworn it sounded like they just used the grease and a regular mech at the same time. Slardar is certainly willing to 1v1 his own counterpart, though it's not going to be a 1v1 for very long. Rada gets the hell out of dodge. Oh, a T1 up here. Omni, by the way, finished his Bongo Boots in the wake of that last fight, which is actually going to be quite a big factor, I think, in this this particular game. The enemy team has quite a lot of slows, and it's going to really be a great steroid for both the Sniper and the Wraith King to have. Penta Edge Sword on a game where none of your cores are known for their right click. Rada is going to carry it though. He is the best one to carry it, if anyone. Though, I mean, he's not going to be really. This is a very compromising position for Woods to be in. That's funny. Unfortunately, he didn't realize he got smoke ganked on until it was too. Nope! Ho, 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 ho! Oh my god. Ooh, he had to use a BKB for that. And that was his 8-second BKB that just went down the toilet. But man, I can't imagine he's too sad at what just happened there.
All mine.
Outpost is gonna get capped here.
Thank you, my beauties.
Beauties are gonna get thank here. Double damage is going to be taken here, which means this is a great time for this team to fight, especially considering Sniper also has finished himself a bit of a Scotty. Going to smoke out. Going to immediately find Death Prophet. Oh, this could get a lot worse, actually. He's shot Gyro. But they're splitting up. Gyrocopter is going to try and stay and fight here, despite losing its entire BKB and a lot of its health. He's going to see cannon it off. Wraith King has now arrived. Timbersaw is doing his best to try and direct traffic here, but he's just doing so little damage at this point. Nobody on the Dire has died. Nobody. That's a 5-for-0 trade. Ouch. The good news is that basically everybody on Radiant still has buyback. The bad news is, oh my god. That ain't good. Radiant also is lacking basically all their ults. They still have the CM ult, that's all they have. Omni not be healing people, bro.
I've been dead before. It's nothing to fear.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're fortifying to keep their T4 towers from being beaten up by super creeps at bot lane.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Interesting decision made here. Just give up the racks, don't try to make the fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Which, Dire is saying succinctly, no, you must buy back here. A Tying got a BKB, that's a pretty big purchase for him this game, I feel like. Going for T4. Vardar is going to not stun anybody. Timbersaw has now been forced to buy back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And Dire is saying, job well done, getting out of here now. Ults are coming back online for Radiant. So they decide to counterattack out of here, and Sam is buying some smoke to that end. Yeah, definitely do have a shot here. Sorry, just finished his X. It's gonna be a fast lad. A rather hard to kill lad as well.
Radiant are scanning.
You know, it's basically, if you think about it, it's kind of like, you know, it's all your tank items for one. Now buy something for everybody else, huh? Sardar hits the BKB to just be able to kick out the Dawnbreaker. That was dieback for Dawn.
Guard down.
Guards are definitely let down here. CM did not realize how close to the lightning she was as Radiant decides to retreat here rather than taking a fight. Or Dire, rather, decides to retreat here rather than taking a fight. Longest possible Roach timer. If I'm Peter, I'm tearing my hair out right now. Gyrocopter's smart, he just TPs. Got a very free T1 tower here for them. Radiant's taking over their outpost. That's all they can really do at the moment. I can tell you this, they definitely can't credibly defend a T2. I think their only hope is high ground. Found themselves a Crystal Maiden to chew on. CM does have buyback still.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Timbersaw sends out his Saw Blade into everybody. Doesn't get what he wants, which is namely the creep wave. Sniper cares very little. He's just gonna right-click this tower. The tombstone is gonna look out quite well for him while he does so.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Oh, that's bad news for Gyrocopter. Well, no, it's not as bad as it could be.
Radiant's top barracks.
Oh, Ramonello just used BKB his first live move of great confidence. The irony is rich. Gyrocopter is double damaged. But, I don't know, Gyrocopter Pulse is kind of dying. Okay, yeah, this is it. Well, they just lost 5 for the Wraith King Reincarnate, and RG calls GG.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire victory.
And Scotty gets tipped. His brain is so big. Okay, what's the brief rundown on this game? Unlike the one we just put in the 10, this is exactly how you run a Wraith King game. Wraith King had as rough of an early game as you could possibly be imagining, but he was able to farm for quite a while without really being touched by this lineup, so he ends up coming out well for it in the end. I think the big issue here is, the big issue here that I saw from this lineup was just communication. Just way too many fights that they made so early on in the game, where just not so many people showed up. I think if the draft, honestly, and this is really it, I think if the draft on Dragon Ball Zeus was better, this is a very EDNH-esque situation. If the draft is better, I just don't see how they lose this game. And hit again, I just have to point out, Death Prophet sitting on nearly the same amount of money as both Dawn and Timbersaw. She's just a little rough. I don't know. The last hits count isn't showing in that direction, which is interesting, but the actual, like, the 13 kills, I don't know. It is a little hard to stop it, but you know how it goes. Either way, we'll be seeing what comes out of this next time.